Christ took his cross and pierced through the veil. Christ took his sword and pierced through the veil. One day, Christ came through the doorway of heaven and gave us a different way. He showed us through his example that it doesn't take dying to be a saint, but it takes being born is all. With the cross, Christ brought a sword, and Christ pierced through the veil. Christ took his cross and pierced through the veil. Christ took his sword and pierced through the veil. Christ took his word and his sword and pierced through the skin, bone, and marrow, as only the word can do. And in 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 26, and Jeroboam the son of Nebat, an Ephrathite of Zerda, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zerah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Milo, and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass at that time, when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him, and rent it in 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. Because they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the goddess of Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways to do that which is right in mine eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and I will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desires, and shalt be king over Israel. And it shall be, if you will hearken unto all that I command thee, and will walk in my ways, and do that is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. And Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam, and Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt, unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. This is very important, because when we go down to 1 Kings chapter 12, we see how scorpions have been our Lord. And nothing has changed thus far at this current time. But it will. And this thing became a sin for the people when they went to... Okay, so, verse 26 in chapter 12. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the king return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, that they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, thy gods, O Israel, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. And he set one in Bethel, and the other he in Dan. And this thing became a sin for the people, went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made a house of high places, and priests of the lowest of the people, which were not the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah, and he offered unto upon the altar. So he did in Bethel, sacrificing the calves that he made, and he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places which he had made. So he offered upon the altars which he had made in Bethel on the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had devised in his own heart, and ordained a feast unto the children of Israel, and he offered upon the altar and burnt incense. And even 1 Kings chapter 13 is very important, because at the end of it, after this thing Jeroboam returned not from his evil way, but made again of the lowest of the people priests of the high places. Whosoever would, he consecrated him, and he became one of the priests of the high places. And this thing became a sin unto the house of Jeroboam, even to cut it off, and to destroy it from the face of the earth. Which has not happened yet, because when you go throughout 2 Kings, it continuously says, over and over and over, that... Look, yeah, right here, over and over again, it says, and he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. He departed not from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. And that is in 2 Kings chapter 14, verse 24, and it goes over and over. It says that over and over and over again. So, what I suppose happened